Mr.G live TTS. Retail, you.
Hey, Willie.
Retail, you. Retail, GX. 3 moments, 3 moments, what time is it?
He's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G. He's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Americana writer, Gonzo Education. I spent him while streaming on Hawaii vacation. Unworn in white, Levi's weren't covering his femur until he covered them with coffee and creamer. Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G. He's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G. He's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Mr. G, 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 Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G. He's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G, Mr. G. He's your average teacher, gone IRL streamer. Mr. G, 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 Mr. G.
Hey guys, I'm Mr.G. Now everyone sit the fuck down. Alright, today's lesson is psychedelic drugs.
Retail, hi Mr. G.
Hey Lita. Aloha. Got your wonderful cards right here. Looking forward to the new ones too. Hey Shoshin, hey Big Block, hey Lita. You guys like the new board? It's good. Excuse me, Peaches.
Pinky says, oh, I can change your love to the treat. She's got a lot of us. She's got a lot of us.
Smooth as back. Alright. Butter. Gotta lose some weight. I've been eating so much vegetables. I need to exercise more. Today was supposed to be a running stream. But I'm enjoying this teaching so much that, I just want to keep it going. It's not that hard for me. And it's fun. I enjoy it. So I'll get some Mozart here, some learning music. Some Mozart here. Oh, and I have a little bell, so. For fuck's sake, it's because I wrapped this thing around. It's not good. Oh, there you go. So, okay. Class begins. There we go. Class begins. Class begins. Class begins. Class begins. Class begins. Everybody takes their seat because Class has begun. I could do that the whole hour, but I won't. And that's the official bell. Whoa. I should be wearing my badge in case the principal walks in.
Good morning, Mr. G.
Hey, Muzza. Aloha, mate. So this board's also a magnetic board, which is cool. And it came with 2 magnets. You ready?
Mother and chat.
Alright, like I said, today is, turn that down just a tad bit. Okay, today is September 12th, 2020.
Big Rock was no way weekend class must be detention pouting.
And today we're going to be studying
Students, thumbs up donations from Mr.G with text to speech. Thumbs up page https://streamelements.com/3elements.com/tip.
Psychedelic
Big Rock, top mother.
drugs.
Tim Thomas, I'm hoping for Jim Carl's Janet.
Okay, who can tell me something about
Tim Thomas class.
psychedelic drugs? Name somebody in the class. Name one psychedelic drug.
Mother, connect Big Rock.
Well, the list. Let's start the list. Okay.
How are you, Mr. G?
Okay, I'll start off. LSD.
Martin Luther King, LSD.
Okay, right. That
Martin
one.
Luther King, mushrooms.
Right, those are the 2 most common.
Mother, shrooms. Meter out, use hooks. Big Rock, LSD.
Alright, yeah, we're gonna stick with the most common ones.
Martin Luther King, suicide with mushrooms. Tennis and penis, peyote. Martin Luther King, I would like to mushrooms.
Peyote's a good one.
Tennis and penis, mescaline.
Mescaline, same thing. So I have experience with the first 3. The next most common one I would say is
Retail, DMT.
MDMA, and then I would say DMT. Another one would be a common one,
Ayahuasca, good topic.
salvia. You used to be able to buy that at a pot store. Salvia. Okay, what else? We have LSD, mushrooms, peyote,
Quaaludes.
MDM, DMT, salvia. Quaaludes, they've been extinct more or less. I don't know anything about them except they were popular in the 70s, so I don't think that should really go on the list. We're doing stuff that is recent, that is prevalent in today's culture. So what are some more?
DXM.
DXM, that's a good one. What is the one that they give a horse tranquilizer? I think it's like cats. Something ketamine, right? It's pretty common. These circles that I've been in.
Martin Luther King, marijuana counts as one.
Marijuana was classified.
Here, box 37,305 in Hawaii, 96837.
As one, but that's just because you can't really put marijuana into a particular category, so they just have to put it in. Well, it's actually classified as a hallucinogenic, not necessarily a psychedelic. There is, because I used to be a doctor. That's why. The messier a person's handwriting is, the smarter they are because the faster their brain works. And if you've ever watched me during a game of Jeopardy, your first thought should be, damn, this motherfucker's brain's fast. Sorry, I don't mean to raise my voice.
Special K.
Special K, that's right.
3 elements. Snapchat donates to Mr.G with text speech. Comes up page https://streamelements.com/mobile/lib.
So running on.
I see.
Sorry, I don't mean to, I wasn't upset, I just went off on that one, just for the hell of it. Okay, so psychedelic is P-S-Y-D, psychedelic. Okay.
I am Zozo, Dr. G. Zealous appendix classmates today is Mr. Genius. Big block, heroin.
Heroin is not a psychedelic drug. Big book. And neither is marijuana, really. I'm not gonna lie to you. So a couple more would be, you guys ever heard of NBOM? 251-NBOM? It's new. Anybody? It's called NBOM. I kid you not. Okay, so that's a decent amount that we have on here. Right. Now, I'm going to start every lesson, so we'll go over generally. Can everybody see the board okay? This is a brand new board. I'm checking, making sure it's... PCP, that's a good one. That will be the last one, because that one is very common.
Martin Luther King, I am going to say near bomb.
Don't do it, Masa. PCP. Okay. So I like to start off every class with a story. And remind me at the end we're going to take questions, but we're going to do it through phone call. Peach, you can't be sitting there, please. Peach is messing with the computer. Hold on.
Peaches. I love you, but you can't be doing the boogaboos. You boo-boo. I got four. Bum. Wow.
Also, G like Mr. Yokers. Also, G like Mr. Yokers. Also, G like Mr. Yokers.
I don't know go on. I got to get a bomb. You did the 99 run.
Also, G like Mr. Yokers.
Ban that person.
Man,
Mother, Peach.
banging them. Peach first.
She's got the shortest hair, and it's just like a peach fuzz. Because her hair is so short.
I got short hair, so what?
You're so cute. Can you hear her purr? Whoa.
Tony.
Yeah, I was like,
What are you doing?
alright. So, I like to start every lesson with a short story, a personal story. It's something that I used to do when I taught in high school as well. So I'm going to push the board back just a little bit. Okay, so, psychedelic drugs. We have T51 NBOM. This one's brand new, it's a synthetic drug. We have LSD, mushrooms, peyote, also mescaline. Mescaline is a derivative of peyote. MDMA, also known as ecstasy, also known as Molly. DMT, salvia, DXM. I'm not 100% familiar with DXM, to be honest. And ketamine and PCP. I can tell you a little bit about each of these drugs except for DXM. Ketamine and PCP. Now, as far as my own personal experience with these drugs goes, I can tell you that I have a lot of experience with LSD and mushrooms, and I have a brief one-time experience with peyote. I have maybe half a dozen experiences with MDMA and ecstasy. About 3 times pure MDMA, and the other 3 times it was, ecstasy. So, but the other drugs on here, I can tell you I haven't done. So I've done the first 4 actually: LSD, mushrooms, peyote, and MDMA. I haven't ever done DMT. I have done salvia. I bought it over the counter at Planet K in San Antonio, Texas, and it did absolutely nothing for me. Peach is obsessed with this stick here. She's about to jump up here on the table. DXM, I'm very unfamiliar with. PCP, I may have done on accident, smoking a joint with a homeless person in a park in Berkeley, California in 2012.
Nice, there.
Ketamine, I've never done it. I was offered ketamine. I don't remember ever doing it. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've never done ketamine.
Tim Thomas, I haven't done it.
Thank you for that donation. I guess I have to start the OBS afterwards.
We've got ecstasy.
Yeah, there is a difference between ecstasy and MDMA.
The peaches. Oh, I wasn't ignoring you.
So the difference,
Oh, you gotta wipe your butt. Wipe your butt.
so the difference between MDMA and ecstasy.
Sorry, I am late for class.
Hey, who is that? Goat cheese?
Welcome to the book. In the book. Now we go.
Okay. That's enough lovey-dovey baby talk from a little kitten. So the difference between MDMA and ecstasy is ecstasy is in a pill form, but MDMA can't actually be put into a pill form. So that's why when you get Molly or pure MDMA, it's in a capsule or it's a white powder. Ecstasy, the pill, is actually in a round, pill, and they have to cut it with either heroin or methamphetamine to make it into the pill form. So MDMA is actually pure ecstasy, and Molly is pure MDMA, and then ecstasy is MDMA cut with either methamphetamine or heroin. Jono, don't do that. The whole freaking board will fall, dude.
3 elements. Thumbs up, donate to Mr.G with text to speech. Thumbs up page https://3elements.com/logo/tip.
Thanks for the 99-cent super chat, Tim Thomas.
Big block, mescaline. Mother, pop.
Whoa, kitties, you guys are out of control here.
Simply for Gucci's, back in the whiteboard, Mr.G.
Thank you, Gucci's. Today's Saturday. That's why I'm dressed casual instead of white. But look, I have made a rule. If I'm in front of the board, I have to dress proper. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. There's a famous quote by Hunter S. Thompson, who came up with the idea of Gonzo journalism. If you weren't familiar with my first book, it's called Gonzo Education, titled after Hunter S. Thompson's form of journalism. But that's off topic. Today we're studying psychedelic drugs. Like as I was saying, MDMA is not exactly ecstasy. MDMA is referred to as Molly, and it's pure ecstasy. Ecstasy is the pill form. That's right, you're listening, Peach? The pill form is either cut with heroin or methamphetamine. So it's always better to do pure Molly or MDMA compared to ecstasy. Sometimes Molly or MDMA is called ecstasy, but it's not necessarily the case. There are kits you can order online that can test what you're actually taking, that you can take with you to raves and different parties where you might be taking MDMA, and you can check to make sure this stuff is legit. Because one thing that you don't want to do is, if you're planning on taking MDMA, you don't want somebody to give you an N-bomb with this T51. Because unlike other drugs on this list, like mushrooms and peyote, which comes from a cactus, T51, aka N-bomb, is man-made. It's synthetic. It's inorganic. It's not organic. It's man-made. And it's also extremely dangerous. It's used to mimic the effects of LSD or mushrooms or MDMA. But it doesn't. It comes off as, well, I don't know. I have never done it myself, and I don't plan on doing it. But it's similar to what you might have heard from spice. Some of you might have done spice before. And spice is one of the most dangerous things you can do. Spice is synthetic marijuana. What a horrible, evil scientist came up with the idea of making synthetic marijuana, fake marijuana. You know, that's one reason why the legalization boom started across the United States, is because selling people fake marijuana is like so harmful. It's just full of chemicals. I have used spice in Reno, Nevada. I used spice, and I lived with a guy. My roommate there in Reno was addicted to gambling and was also addicted to spice as well. So.
It is nothing like weed.
Yeah, it's nothing like weed, in my opinion. I had to stop doing it. I did it with my roommate for a little while, and it just it's addicting, and it's similar to weed, I suppose, like a fake type of weed, and the high, I guess. And then, but it doesn't give you the munchies. It doesn't. It's dirty. It's chemically, and it's dirty is a good way to describe it, and. It takes away all your motivation. Whoever was making it was like, yeah, weed makes people lazy. Yeah, let's make this drug make you lazy. But weed doesn't necessarily make everybody lazy. Some people, marijuana makes them extremely creative. We're going to go over later in the lesson, we're going to talk about LSD and the numerous of mathematicians and computer engineers and athletes even that have taken LSD and that have had outstanding effects. And then there's also the whole idea of I don't promote or endorse, and thank you, Big Block. I don't promote or endorse the use of any illegal drugs. But there are numerous occasions where, like I said, mathematicians, scientists, great minds of, since LSD has been invented, it's only been around for 75 years, I believe, exactly around that time. But and so it's a really relatively new drug. Albert Hoffman invented LSD on accident, actually, in his German laboratory. And we talk about cats a lot. So Albert Hoffman was trying to come up with an experiment. Was trying to come up. I'm going to get a glass of water here in a minute. Albert Hoffman was trying to come up with a medicine to help people with circulation problems. And I believe he was gone for a week or something, and a cat actually got into his laboratory, into Albert. Hey, Nessa, is that you? A cat, meow meow, got into his laboratory, and it knocked over a vial of his of the LSD. And so the first human being, hey Tech One, aloha, the first person ever to use LSD. The first acid trip, Albert Hoffman, it was done on accident. And, he got soaked up with, he spilt a bunch of it on his hand, and it got soaked up on his hand, and then he rode the bicycle home, and during the bicycle trip, he realized like, oh my God, I'm tripping on acid, except that's not what it was called. He just like, oh my God, I poisoned myself, this is terrible. And he had the first trip was a bad trip. But if you look at possibly, you know, in America, 420 is really popular, but in Holland and in other places, Bicycle Day is very popular. Later, if we have time in the class, we'll look up Bicycle Day, and that's the day to celebrate Albert Hoffman discovering LSD. So, like I said, with personal experience, I have done LSD probably close to 100 times, so I do have a lot of experience with LSD. I've done mushrooms, like I said, about a dozen times, and I've done peyote, aka mescaline, once. I've done MDMA, ecstasy, like again, about half a dozen times. But like I said, I like to start the the class with a story. So I'm going to tell a quick story about my experience with peyote or mescaline. And I haven't prepared this story, and I haven't told it in a long time, so hopefully I can tell it. Okay, I'm going to turn the free TTS off for a second.
3 moments, not under it, so Mr.G would text a speech.
You want to join me for the story time?
Okay. So. Alright, so this is a story called Bad Mescaline. And I actually told this story, made a YouTube video about it in about like 2007 or 2008. And, oh, look at these guys. Oh my God, I am so lucky. Oh, monkeys. Look at them, they were both crawling on me at the same time.
They're the best little boogie wuggers. And we like the boogie wuggers. Whack, whack. Oh, Kiki.
Okay. So, it was a cold November morning. No, seriously, it was like summer 1998. I was 18 years old. And like I said, I told the story before. I made a YouTube video, and the YouTube video had about 700, 800,000 views until I read that New Yorker article, and that scummy guy came to Hawaii, and all my videos just magically disappeared. But anyways, the YouTube video had close to 1 million views, and it was called Bad Mescaline. So I'm hanging out on the Drag, which is the street adjacent from the University of Texas, Hook'em Horns. And this street in 1998 was full of arcades and concerts, t-shirt shops, record stores, coffee shops. There wasn't any Starbucks. There was video game arcades. There was a Barnes and Nobles. There was bookstores. It was a really like communal place with like mom and pop coffee shops and stuff like that. And it was right across from the largest university in the United States, the University of Texas. And I wasn't a student there or anything. I had just moved to Austin. My sister was just graduating from UT with a degree in advertising, and our father had bought her a duplex in South Austin. And so she was living in the duplex in South Austin, and then she had invited me to come live there with her. And so I was like, okay, you know, Austin's cool, you know. So I went up to live there during the summer of 1998. And during this time, there was acid all over the place in Austin, especially on the Drag. And the reason is because there was a huge acid manufacturer in Oklahoma, just up north from Texas. And if you look at Vice, one of Vice's most popular stories is about this underground acid manufacturer in Oklahoma. And so it was like 90% of all the acid used at this time in the United States came from this one location.
Here, guys. Here, kitties. I'm gonna move the chair over here so I can sit down and tell the story.
Oh yeah, that's right. Story time gets black and white. Alright, so where was I?
It was a long, long time ago. I was a young man.
No. It was 1998, and I was hanging out in Austin, Texas, right? during this time, acid was everywhere. But this isn't about acid, it's about mescaline, okay? So acid was everywhere in Austin, Texas at this time. But I was on the drag, and the drag is the street right across from UT where everybody hung out. You know, there were arcades, coffee shops, t-shirt shops, record stores. So I would just go there every day, and I also worked at a dormitory nearby. So I would go to the drag every day, and I would hang out there, play video games against the drag rats, is what they were called, which is like the homeless kids around there. And my sister had an apartment, a duplex, a nice duplex in South Austin, right? And so I would take the bus from her duplex every day to downtown Austin and hang out. And I also worked at a dormitory and a sorority in West Campus, the famous neighborhood right there by the drag. Okay, so I had an acid dealer on Guadalupe Street, which is the drag. And I would meet up with him, and he would sell me like sugar cubes and brown sugar cubes and microdot, purple microdot, orange microdot, yellow microdot, window pane. Or sometimes he would just straight up dose me like he had a Visine bottle full of clear LSD. And one thing is about acid LSD, it's odorless, it's tasteless, so it's indetectable, you know, from water, basically. And so he would just like dose me, and we became good for $5 a drop or whatever. And we became pretty good friends, you know. Sometimes I'd go there with like a tin of mints or something and have him like put up a bunch, and I'd go back to San Antonio for the weekend and give them to my friends and stuff. But anyways, on this particular day, I couldn't find him or whatever, and so there wasn't anybody there. But then this other guy there from California was there, and he had some mescaline, and he had them in those vials that I was telling you about. Oh, well, if you ever try mescaline, it's going to be in a powdered form, like in a vial. Similar to ecstasy, you can't, like, I guess, make it into a pill without adding something else to it. So if you're having pure mescaline, it's going to be in like a powdered capsule, right? So I'm walking down the drag and just like hanging out or whatever at the arcades, whatever, and I meet this guy, and they had some huge arcades there. So there was people hanging out there all the time. And for you really young people in the chat, this is what people used to do. They used to go out and socialize. People weren't always staring at their phones. There was no social media. So if you wanted to meet people, you had to go out and socialize. There weren't even cell phones. So when you had to make a phone call, you had to go to a payphone and stand in line, because normally other people are using the payphone, right? So it's a totally different world, right? So I'm talking to this guy, and he has all these, he's from California, and he has all this mescaline he wants to sell, right? And so we go down the drag, and you know, I start introducing him to like some of my people that I know, some people that sell acid, and just like some drag rats, and different people that are hanging out and stuff. Peach, what are you doing up there? So I'll show you Peach. Peaches, what you doing up there? You're playing the vocal boy. This is the vocal. Peaches, you're not gonna bring the toy down. Drop the toy. Drop the toy. That's her favorite toy. Drop the toy, Peaches. No, don't go behind there. No. Oh my goodness gracious. 1 second, class. Whoa. Peaches, you're gonna get all those. Careful, baby. Careful. I got you. Okay, here you go. I got your toy. You got the toy. You got it. You got your toy. Okay. Alright, so back to the story. So I was walking down the street with him. He had like a bunch of mescaline pills, and he starts selling these pills to everybody. And before that, when we were at the arcade, all right, this is 18-year-old Mr.G, all right? I wasn't Mr. G, I was just G, okay? So 18-year-old G's well known on the drag at this time. I am not a student at UT, far from it, but I'm well known in the area with the drag rats and the local kids, and some UT students, and you know, people that work on the area and stuff. And so I was able to help him get rid of all this mescaline within like 20 minutes, because it's very rare. You know, I mean, acid was very common then, but mescaline was rare, right? And so he's like, thanks, Greg. You know, I really appreciate that. And he's like, you want to take some with me? And I was like, okay. Then so he gives me a few, and then he takes a few, and he's like, we're gonna trip hard, you know. And then we start hanging out, but then it gets dark, and I usually go home at that time because it's like, you know, a 45-minute bus ride back to South Austin. And so he's like, oh, do you mind if I ride out there with you? And I was like, no, I don't mind, you know. And you know, as we're on the bus ride, you know, 45 minutes, an hour passed since we took the mescaline, and then so I'm like, dude, did this guy just rip me off? I mean, did I just introduce him to all of my friends on the drag, and did he just sell them like fake mescaline? Because we took it like almost an hour ago, and we're not feeling anything. So it's just like, you know, like we're on the bus, I'm starting to wonder, like, what's with this guy, you know? He's like, no, it just takes a while to kick in, you know? It just takes a while to kick in. And I was like, I don't know about him, you know? And then so we get off like near my sister's house because the bus stop wasn't like right by her house. And I was like, okay, well, I gotta go. I'm gonna go home to my sister's house. And then he's like, oh man, you can't just leave. We were in like some woods smoking some weed. It's the woods behind Taco Bell and off of William Cannon and Brody Lane. If you've ever been to Austin, Texas, then you go to William Cannon and Brody Lane, and then there is a Taco Bell, and there's some haunted woods behind there, right? So we were like on the outskirts, like basically in the Taco Bell parking lot, just smoking some weed. And then I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna walk back, go to my sister's house, I'll talk to you later. And then he's like, no, you can't leave me out here. We're gonna start tripping so hard, I'm gonna freak out in the woods and by myself. Don't leave me by myself, you know? And then I'm like, no, it's not that bad, you know. I think you got good. I think you got bunk shit, man. You know. He's like, no, it's not bunk. It just takes a while to kick in. And I was like, no, man, you can't go back to my sister's house. She wouldn't like it. And he's like, why not? Come on, can't you just sneak me inside for the night? And I was like, no, I can't do it, you know. And then he kept on saying like, come on, just wanting to come to my sister's house. And I was like, no, she's a Christian. She wouldn't like you, you know. I can't believe I said that either. I always remember saying that because he looked at me like, what the fuck, you know? Like I can't go there because she's a Christian, you know? But anyways, the story's wrapping up here. So I go home by myself and I think like, damn, man, that guy had some fake fucking mescaline, right? And then so I lay down to go to sleep. I'm like, oh, well, I'll go apologize to my friends on the drag in the morning, you know? And then so I like, you know, brush my teeth, get ready for bed. And then I lay down in my bed. And then I like close my eyes for a minute, and then I think I hear something, and then I was like, oh, like Peach just sneezed. I think I hear something. Like I look up, there's nothing. Then I close my eyes again. Then I hear something again. Then I look up, and it's like, and I look around the room, and there's like fucking like shadows dancing on the walls, and like clowns running back and forth, and like. I see like visions of people like running back and forth, and I look over and it's like the two twins from The Shining. They're like, hello, you know, and I was like, oh shit, you know, I was like, that's some real mescaline, you know. And then I immediately get up and I get the dresser and all my furniture and I put it in front of the bedroom door, and because I'm living with my sister house right now, because I don't want her to know that I'm like tripping on mescaline, right? And so I put all my dressers, my bed, and everything in front of the door. And I'm like, okay, let's do this, you know. And I'm like, we're just ready to fight the demons and shit. And then it just gets like so crazy and shit. And I start like, I had like a toy Elmo at the time. And I'm like, the Elmo like comes to life at some point. And I'm like struggling with Elmo. And I like throw him out the window, the glass breaks and everything. And then like my sister goes to work and then like, she's about to come home, so I have like 12 or 14 hours to try to calm down. And then like about an hour or two, I'm about to go to my sister and I'm about to be like, Lori, I'm sorry, I took some drugs on the drag and I'm not coming down. I think I need to go to the hospital. You know, I'm losing my mind, you know. But luckily, the mescaline finally, after like 15, 16 hours, started to wear off, and I started to get a grip on my sanity again, and I was so grateful, and I prayed. I was like, thank you, God, because the biggest fear was that I was never going to come back, that was going to be my reality forever, and that scared the bejesus out of me. So luckily I survived, but I think about the guy that I left in the woods, and it's just like, damn, if I had that much of a bad trip, in the comfort of my own bedroom, you know, what was that guy like in a new town alone in the woods? You know, like that guy, like, he's probably still out there, you know? He's probably still tripping on mescaline. All right, so that was my story, okay? So I start every teaching stream here with a story. So that was the story. It's called Bad Mescaline. I'm gonna put it on high contrast so you can see the beautiful tapestry. And I'm gonna turn the free TTS back on so you guys can tell me what you think about the kind. All right. Or what you thought about my story there. Hey, Fruit Loop, thank you.
Mr.G like GX.
It's peyote. I was waiting for you to say that, Shoshin. I've had that argument.
GX.
Yeah, some people call it peyote. Mescaline comes from peyote.
Junior wasn't the first person you abandoned in the middle of nowhere.
You're right. That's right. And I thought about that guy. I thought about that when I was abandoning Junior as well. Hey, I never said I was perfect, did I? I mean, everybody makes mistakes. The thing is, you want to learn from your mistakes. If you don't learn from your mistakes, then all they are mistakes. If you learn from them, then they're opportunities. And so I'll learn from them. I would never leave JR out again. Or maybe I would. So, that was my experience with mescaline. Anybody else want to share any of their experiences? Listen here.
Streamlabs, thumbs up, donate to Mr.G with text to speech. Thumbs up page, https://streamlabs.com/streamlabs/tip.
So that was my one and only time that I'm ever gonna take, that I ever took.
Never had it, only tried mushrooms 8 times.
Yeah, mushrooms is the safest. I don't think anybody's ever had a bad trip off of mushrooms, if I'm not mistaken. So mushrooms would be the safest psychedelic drug. You can't really die on mushrooms, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Alright, so did you guys know mushrooms are legal in Denver, Colorado? In the city of Colorado? Pete, that is not a toy. Look how Peach. Look how Peach is.
Big block, Mr. G does not promote or endorse the use of any illegal drugs.
Big Block, you're great. I don't endorse or promote any illegal drugs. Okay. This is a story from the Denver Post. The young man with a tent full of psychedelic mushrooms in his closet isn't worried about the cops. Basically, everything in my apartment's legal. That's how I think he talks. Basically, everything in my apartment's legal, so I feel safe in that aspect, he said. It's just mycelium and the mushroom. But the police might not agree, so he asked that the Denver Post not use his name. 3 months ago, Denver voters approved some of the nation's first legal protections for psychedelic mushroom users, also known as psilocybin.
Mother, don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me.
Drug reformers see the substance as the next frontier after cannabis. It's the subject of a popular new book promising therapeutic research studies at Johns Hopkins University and elsewhere. But the first steps of decriminalization also have prompted worries about regulation and substance use culture. In Denver, the initial change has been subtle. There will be no legal mushroom shops, but there already are therapists to deal with traumatic trips, guides to light the way through the psychic depths, lawyers, lobbyists, and of course, fungal cultivators. Amid the confusion of intrigue of a unique new law, the spores of a new microeconomy have landed. So that's a
People, I like it too much.
we get messages, and I know cannabis dispensaries are getting phone calls. People are curious. Where can I find these now that they're legal? So they're legal, but you can't buy them at the store. And you know, it's not legal yet. We have a lot of work to what is them now. The cultivator that the Post met with showed an impressively elaborate system for batch production, pounds upon pounds of grains for propagating mushroom genetics, jars of liquid culture, a zip-up tent with plastic tubes where ghostly white mushrooms grow, and he's only ramping up with decriminalization
Thumbs up
in
page
effect.
TTPS://streamelements.com/streamelements.tip.
Instead of plastic baggies, he packages his stuff in the same canisters and bags as the cannabis industry, complete with his custom logo. He sells the shrooms, sometimes in pill capsules or chocolates, to a network of about 20 people. The entire setup cost him $550, and he's on track for $2,000 a month in sales, including to 2 people who are dealing with PTSD. I was kind of just tired of being broke. To live in Denver, you've got to have a second or third income, he said. He knows that selling the drug remains a prosecutable felony that could carry years in prison, and the city's new laws offer no protections for the sale of the drug, but he has the leeway he needs to feel safe, he said. Oops. Opportunities fraught with danger. Initiative 301 discourages police and prosecutors from targeting users of psychedelic mushrooms. It makes mushrooms possession the cops' lowest priority and forbids the use of city resources in prosecutions. So far it has worked. The city has reported no psilocybin charges since its passage in May. Suspected psilocybin was found in 6 cases, but they were charged instead with other offenses. One person was forced to give up a bag of suspected mushrooms at a Denver International Airport, but there was no arrest, and the district attorney refused the case. In early discussions, city officials are embracing the new law, unlike their hostile reaction to early cannabis decriminalization measures in the 2000s, according to Sean McAllister. The general attitude has been that they intend to respect the will of the voter, and they do not intend to prosecute anybody for possession. But the drug is not truly legal, even if its users are far less likely to be prosecuted in Denver now. Even simple possession remains a felony, punishable by 6 to 12 months in prison. So that's before. I think they changed it for now. So the thing is,
oh, look at Keanu. Like, oh, look, a boy. There's stuff on there.
so it's not 100%. It's decriminalized. It's not legal. It's decriminalized.
Simply for good cheese, liking the white one, Mr.G. Mother, a Haley. Stream elements, thumbs up, donate to Mr.G with text to speech. Thumbs up page TTPS://streamelements.com.
You know what? I did forget to do something, dang.
Mr.G like GX.
So, how many of you guys have done psychedelic drugs? Mushrooms are the most common, but You don't actually have to answer that question. Mushrooms are the most common, and I guess they would be the safest. However, they're not necessarily, like I said, they're still like illegal, and there's strict penalties for them as well.
Jimmy 54, nothing. Mr. G line 54.
So yeah, there's a lot of people that have spent
I never did heroin.
I've never done heroin, but I guess I have done it mixed with ecstasy before. So mushrooms, they're still illegal, basically, just about everywhere, and they are really expensive too. I mean, as far as like the penalties that you can face for using them. So is it worth the risk? I don't know. Not necessarily. The legal issues. Acid was so illegal for so long, and it's such a hardcore felony that they just recently, within the last 5 to 10 years, have been able to do research on it and determine its medicinal values. Before, they weren't even able to do that, and so, LSD. The majority of these drugs, there's little known about them. MDMA, LSD, N-bombs, brand new. DMT, DXM, salvia, ketamine. I could say acid is a young drug. It's a fairly new drug, but it's actually not that fairly new. There was a time of about 10 years during Ken Kesey and the electric Kool-Aid acid test where acid was legal. That you had Ken Kesey, however you want to pronounce it, on the West Coast, having these huge acid parties everywhere, where he would, have strobe lights and colorful, videos on the wall, projectors on the wall, and he would give everybody acid, and they would sit in a Indian style and have like an experience. And it's pretty interesting how they did that too. So you had Ken Kesey on the West Coast.
How about cocaine and mescaline?
I've done cocaine. I talk about that in my book. But I wouldn't ever recommend doing them, not even once, cocaine or speed. I'm not promoting any of these drugs, but I have experienced these drugs before, and these ones, there aren't necessarily any side effects to LSD. You're not going to like crave LSD the next day. It's not going to like leave. You hear about flashbacks, but that's basically bullshit. Out of everybody that I know that have done LSD before, nobody has ever had any flashbacks.
Don't do that, but there's people that did.
Yeah.
Myers, Physiatry needs to start using illegal drugs rather than the useless drugs they prescribe.
So like I said, there was a time in like the late 60s where acid was illegal, and it was heavily promoted, like I said, by Timothy Leary on the East Coast and by Ken Kesey on the West Coast. There's a famous book called The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test by Tom Wolfe. And it documents them driving around the country in this huge bus that they like painted all hippie style, giving these acid parties, just tripping acid all the time. And the thing is with LSD, you build a tolerance to it so quickly. So it doesn't have any addictive properties, and you can't do it like 2 days in a row. It like loses its effect. Believe me, I know. You have to at least wait a couple days in between doses to actually, trip again. You can microdose, and that's when you take a small dose. Hey, Big Block with a super chat. Thank you, Big Block. When you microdose, you take a small dose, and let's say a hit of acid is one little square hit of acid, and if you take, you cut it into 8 little, it's already a tiny little square, but you cut it into 4 or 8 little tinier squares, and you take one of those every day. Sorry. So you like lightly trip. But there, like I said, there's been numerous occasions where people have had a lot of success on LSD. This video I'm going to play for you right here, it's about a baseball player, a pitcher, back when acid was still legal, and he took it before he pitched a baseball game. His name was Doc Ellis, and he actually pitched a no-hitter. He wasn't a famous pitcher, he wasn't an all-star pitcher, so no-hitter from him was like a rare thing, and it's the highlight of his life and the highlight of his baseball career. So here's a 2-minute audio clip of him describing his no-hitter in baseball. Alright, so this is a story of Doc Ellis telling it in his own words about taking acid before pitching a baseball game.
We flew in San Diego, and I asked the manager, could I go home? Because we had an off day. So he said, yeah. So I took some LSD at the airport, because I knew where it would hit me. I flew in my own area, I know where to go. So that's how I got to my friend's girlfriend's house. She said, what's wrong with you? I said, high as a Georgia Christ. The next day, which I thought was the next day, she told me, you gotta get up, you gotta go pitch. I said, pitch? I pitch tomorrow. Hell, what are you talking about? Because I had got up in the middle of the morning and took some more acid. She grabbed the paper, brought me the sports page and showed me, boom. I said, oh, wow. What happened to yesterday? She said, I don't know, but you better get to that airport. Sucks. It's all right. Now, this was in the 70s, and Greens was Dexamil. That was, the drug of choice back then was a stimulant. Over 90% of Major League was using Dexamil, and I was playing. And when I got to the game, there was a lady down there in San Diego who used to always have the bennies for me, which is another stimulant. I went out to the dugout and reached up because she was standing over the rail. She always stood over the rail and had a pretty little gold pouch. So I got the bennies, went on back to the clubhouse, took them. The game started and the mist started. Misty rain. So all during the game was a little mist. The opposing team and my teammates, they knew I was high, but they didn't know what I was high on. They had no idea what LSD was other than what they see on TV with the hitters. I didn't see the hitters. All I could tell was if they was on the right side or the left side. The catcher put tape on his fingers so I could see the signals. We had a rookie on the team at that particular time named Dave Cash, and he kept saying after the first inning, he said, you got a no-no going, a no-hitter. So yeah, right. Then around the 4th inning, he'd say it again, got a no-no going. Yeah. But I could also feel the pressure from other players wanting to tell him to shut up. It's a superstition thing where you're not supposed to say nothing if somebody's throwing a no-hitter. There were times when the ball was hit back at me. I jumped because I thought it was coming fast, but the ball was coming slow. Third base would come by and grab the ball and pull somebody out. I never caught a ball from the catcher with two hands because I thought there was a big old ball. And then sometimes it was small. One time I covered first base. And I caught the ball and I tagged the base all in one motion. I said, oh, I just made a touchdown. I didn't pay no attention to the score. You know, I'm trying to get the batters out. And I'm throwing a crazy game. I'm hitting people, walking people, throwing balls in the dirt, and they're going everywhere.
Now we go to the eighth batter, G. Thomas. They move to the bottom of the ninth on a no-hitter, leading 2-0.
It was easier to pitch with the LSD because I was so used to medicating myself. That's the way I was dealing with the fear of failure. The fear of losing, the fear of winning. It's just it was part of the game. You know, you get to the magazines and you say, I got to stay here. What do I need?
Everybody in my bullpen is standing and walking around nervously. They want to run and grab Doc. Now, 2 balls, 2 strikes, and here's the pitch. Right, free, he got it! They're mounting Doc Ellis on a no-hitter.
All right, that was Doc Ellis talking about him pitching a no-hitter. Why is the chat so quiet today? What's the difference between this stream and the other streams? I have a huge chalkboard now. It's better now. You can see it better. Okay, regardless, the show goes on. The class continues. Shoshin, what can you tell me about DMT?
Big Rock GX.
Big block. Is DMT legal in Canada?
Nessa_Runner GX.
Nessa, thank you for still joining us.
Lord Hyatt's amazing content tonight.
Thank you, Lord Hines. I hope there's no
Dennis Lapidus. Not much.
sarcasm in your voice. It seems like the last streams were a little bit more bumping.
Big Rock, too much school, you need to change it up.
Too much school, I need to change it up. Well, I was going to do a running stream today, but I got the chalkboard and I was excited about using the chalkboard. You're right, maybe Monday, every single day of school is too much. Maybe I should keep it Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday, take advantage of my nice desktop and green screen. Do something fun.
No sarcasm. Really interested in your stories.
Thank you, Lord Hines. I think people will enjoy the VOD if they get a chance to watch it. But yeah, you're right, Big Block. The school is fun, but maybe I got too excited there using the chalkboard. And maybe the school should just be Monday through Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday we'll do dancing streams, or running streams, or gaming streams. But we're going to continue here. We're only going to talk about a couple more drugs here.
Dennis Lapidus. Maybe do some research and structure the Lexi plan. Roots around, listening. Big Rock, that's what everybody was expecting running dancing.
Yeah, running, dancing, yeah. You're right, Big Block. Okay.
Lab, Mr. G, you say no Saturdays and Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I just got this chalkboard. Welcome to Smoking Lab. I know I said I was just going to be 2 teaching streams Monday through Friday, but I just got this chalkboard and I really like it, and I wanted to use it today. But you're right. Sometimes, you know, you want to.
Play your card. Just got arrested.
Sometimes you want to take a break from school. You want to walk away from the classroom and do something fun like gaming or jogging with a green screen or dancing. So that was the lesson learned today. So for now on, Mr. G will only teach live.
Thumbs up https colon/streamelements.com/no/live/tip. Meet around, talk about mental drugs.
Monday through
Send us subheaders. These school bits are a stream of consciousness for me, there's no structure. So
Friday.
I just wasn't on time.
So from now on, Monday through Friday, it's going to be teaching. And
What happened to $10 a dance and making bank?
Saturday, and Sunday. We'll do running, gaming, and dancing. So, from here on out, From here on out, Mr. G Live is going to be doing teaching streams Monday through Friday. And on Saturday and Sunday, we're going to be doing running, gaming, and dancing streams. Alright? Sometimes in life you want to be patient. Most of the times in life you want to have patience. You don't want to run and jump into things. Just because I got this new blackboard today doesn't mean that I have to absolutely use it today. Like Big Block said, people were expecting me to dance and run and play. Run and play. Dance today. But I didn't do that. Despite having my nice dancing underwear and everything. So, see.
Big Block, we need longer screens, Mr. G, or fans want more 3 to 6 hour screens. Meet around, then you're fired. Stream elements, you can send Mr. G or his cats letters and packages. PO Box 37,305 Honolulu, Hawaii, 96837. Send us subheaders, I'm at Big Block. Leave to now, I'm tired. Send us subheaders, that's impossible right now.
Okay.
Good point, good point.
Read out, I'm not tired. Talking loud, class is my favorite.
Class. How was your summer vacation?
Analyzing class. 3 moments. Thumbs up, donate to Mr.G with text.
Well, I hope you guys learned about psychedelic drugs a little.
Meet you out, don't ban me.
Wait till you're not ever gonna get banned, don't worry.
Meet you out, I can spell.
I'm not a very good speller either.
Zennis of Pegasus, not a bit. Meet you out, I know.
Alright. Let's try to get that. Okay. Excuse me.
Next around the school runner, Paul. Big rock, oh yeah, right back in the 70s harbor. Meet around, is THC the cat.
Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Next around the school runner, meow meow.
Friday. Okay, so Monday, we're going to be learning about politics. This Monday, we're going to go over the last 10 presidential elections. Tuesday is Sociology Day. And this week, we're going to be learning about Marxism. Wednesday's geography. And this Wednesday's geography class is entitled Important Numbers.
3 moments. Thumbs up, donate to Mr.G with text to speech. Thumbs up page https://3moments.com/9live/tip.
Okay, so we have politics, sociology, geography, and on Thursday, we have psychology. This Thursday, the topic is expectancy variation theory. then Friday is, well, we could have science, but I think it'd be better to have it see, we already have sociology and psychology, and that's kind of the same thing. So, Tuesday is sociology and psychology. Thursday is going to be science.
Later on, going back to lesson. Send appendix. This comment says, this comment says.
So Thursday science,
Lesser of the store chickens.
and then Friday will be like a culture.
Uncle Nick's book talk.
We'll call it the culture stream.
I think the $10 dance should always be honored in the description. You may have to take a 2 minutes break. It would be a gas, Mr.G. Everyone wants to see you dance.
Culture. You want what? You should I do that tonight, right now?
Lesser of the store a little bit to smiley face. How are you?
This is GX School.
Send us appendix carrot. Mother, chicken.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you want to see me dance,
Later on, the object they break them dancing.
GX School, that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, on Sunday. We won't see the whiteboard, the blackboard at all.
Send us appendix carrot.
So, that's what we've learned this
Frenchie,
class.
Friday somewhere.
What we've learned today is that people do not like Saturday school. Hey, Frenchie. So, I think I saw a comment from you, Frenchie. So, Mr.G Live with GX School. It's going to be at every day. But GX Education is just Monday through Friday. So the upcoming streams, looks like we have the next 3 already planned out. We have Monday, we have politics. We're going to go over the last 10 presidential elections. And on Tuesday, we have sociology, psychology, and we're going to go over Marxism. Now, you hear about Marxism a lot in the news recently because BLM. They're known as a Marxist organization. That's going to be on Tuesday. So Tuesdays is going to be sociology and psychology. And don't worry, I'll have this printed out for all of you. Yeah, Donos are on. So on Tuesday, we'll have a sociology stream. Tuesdays is going to be sociology and psychology. And that's going to be once a week. This coming week, we're going to be going over Marxism. So on Monday, politics, the last 10 presidential elections, which is relevant now. We have... Oh, Lita donated? Fucking A.
You can send Mr.G or his cats letters and packages. PO Box 37,305 Honolulu, Hawaii, 96837.
Thanks to all the new
Not trying to pick up when you saw picture.
Thanks to all the new subscribers, all the new people that have subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I teach for free Monday through Friday, and you know, it's something I'm really good at. We're going over next week's schedule. This is a surprise Saturday teaching stream, and what I learned today, what Mr. G learned, is that people don't like Saturday school. I don't like Saturday school either. Actually, I kind of do, but anyways, I don't like Saturday school. So we're not going to be having Saturday school. It's just going to be Monday through Friday. And I was paid $50 an hour to teach. So, you know, you guys are really getting a discount here. So Monday, politics, the last 10 elections. Tuesday, sociology, Marxism.
Clock tipped $2. I think the $10 stance should always be on, and in the description you may have to take a 2 minutes break. It will be a guest, Mr. G. Everyone wants to see you bounce and lock the streams.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's around. Okay, we'll get money tomorrow, okay?
Thank you. No, I'm not saying you guys have to, tip or pay me. I'm just saying, I'm providing this service. If you want to do something like you want to provide a service, and I'm providing this service on YouTube, I'm saying for all the new people, any new people watching, if you want to have a little fun and a little education, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be teaching a different class for an hour or two a day, and that is a good idea, Big Block. I could have it so $10 dances whenever, even during class. That would work too. I could put that in the description too.
Jimmy 54, and it's the longest street.
Yeah, and we'll try to go longer streams too. We'll start at the same time, but we'll also try to go longer. So, continuing with this week's coming up schedule, Monday politics, the last 10 elections. The 11th is coming up in November. Tuesday sociology, Marxism. We'll go over BLM. We won't go. We'll go over Karl Marx. Wednesday geography.
Am I the only one who doesn't enjoy the classroom because there's no structure? It's just rambling circles. If there was time and research put into a visual aid green screen, it could be. Stream elements. Thumbs up. Donate to Mr.G with text to speech. Thumbs up page https://streamelements.com/overload/tip. Zennis Lepedus, really fun. Messer_Emma, I miss longest streams too. Big Block, what do you think, Shoshin?
Shoshin, your opinion is invalid there. That's why I don't think you're on my side, because you don't see the value of giving a service, and I don't give a fuck what you think, Shoshin. Really, to be honest, you're wrong, and you don't have my best interest in mind. Sorry, dude. You're a hater that watches every day. That's who you are, Shoshin. So, once again, we're going to be doing this Monday through motherfucking Friday. Did you hear that, Shoshin? And it's going to be in front of the fucking blackboard. I was going to do it every day, but instead it's going to be Monday through Friday. At the same time, too, at 3 o'clock. And whether you're here or not, Shoshin, is irrelevant, because I'm going to be doing it regardless. Capiche?
I think it's a great idea if we got people now donating to interrupt service.
Okay, so Monday, politics, last 10 elections, sociology on Tuesday, Marxism. Wednesday is going to be geography. We're going to go over important numbers and statistics. Thursday is science. So we're going to go over Carl Sagan and our place in the universe. We'll just talk about Carl Sagan for a little while. And rap music, how he's popular in rap music. And then Friday is going to be a random culture stream, and I won't give heads up on what that's about. So coming up this week, Monday for politics, the last 10 elections. Tuesday, sociology, Marxism. Wednesday, geography, important numbers and statistics. Thursday, science with Carl Sagan being highlighted this week.
I'm here to name Mr.G.
And Friday is going to be a culture stream. This Friday, it could be world, it could be cooking, or it could be language.
It's a mini pea, huh? It's a mini guy. I'm doing my best. This is a mini. He's a mini.
Uncle Meat, bird is my favorite language.
Hey, Uncle Meats. Language streams are going to be on Friday. Thank you for that, Uncle Meat, too. That offline. Some people, they, do this. Thank you. I really do appreciate that, Uncle Meat, for the last stream.
Your breath smells good. I like it. I like it.
He's like, that's yeah. All right. Okay.
Big Rock, no, I think he would be more interested, Mr. G, if it was more structured, but he has to remember this is for entertainment, not for credits.
Well, I do. It is somewhat structured. Like, look at all the different drugs we highlighted today. This is a learning stream. This is to learn and to educate. Look at all the different. What we did yesterday was September 11th. We had all those different activities and different viewpoints. The same thing with the psychedelic drugs today. And this was just a fun Saturday extra credit stream, Like I said, I figured out today that these teaching streams work best Monday through Friday. You know why? Because we all have a shared imagined community. And that's what we went over in Wednesday's class. Wednesday's class, Uncle Meat, I don't know if you were with us, but we went over imagined community. And an example of imagined community is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Those are made up days. They don't exist. The earth, it goes around the sun 365 days a year. The sun, the earth revolves, thank you, Lita. The earth revolves in a circle 24 hours a day, but days of the week, that's a social construct created by man. There could be 8 days in the week. There could be 6 days in the week, It's just Monday to oh, you got a case of the Mondays, or it's Friday, or my favorite day, Sunday, because that's the day that, you get the newspaper and you watch TV and football. It's all imagined. Those are all imagined communities created by man. However, I am part of that imagined community, whether I like it or not. So, that being said, on the days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, viewers like yourself are more entailed to watch a classroom stream with a teacher in front of a chalkboard on any of those days of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, compared to Saturday or Sunday. If you see a guy talking in front of a chalkboard on Saturday or even Sunday, on Sunday you're like, oh, it must be a Bible thing. On Saturday, it's like, what's he doing this on Saturday for? It's just even if it's subconscious. Yes, you're right. I got excited with the blackboard and I wanted to do another teaching stream. I was like, oh, I'll make it psychedelic drugs so nobody will complain. I'll do a bunch of homework in advance to make sure I...
Cook Saturday dance, Sunday 10 dance.
Yeah, today's Saturday right now. I think it's already a little too late to dance today. It's 4:20 here in Hawaii, so I guess it's not that late.
Take a lighting class.
Oh, good one, Oasis. Is the lighting really that bad?
That is good.
Because I actually have a bunch of professional lights and stuff, so I don't think I need to take a lighting class there, Oasis. I think I could just adjust the lighting.
Big Rock, this is way better with the new board.
It's way better with the new board? Thank you.
Johnny Wagner, dusty old bones with green dust.
I don't even understand what that means. So the board does work. You can see it. Everybody can read it correctly, right?
Lita, class was good.
Thank you, Lisa. You're one of my favorite students. So everything lined up this week, Monday through Friday.
Stream elements. Thumbs up. Donate to Mr.G with text to speech.
And this time we'll just be ready for it next week, okay? Saturday will be the doing, and Sunday will be the dancing, gaming,
Yes, sir, Office Warhammer.
or the Saturday and Sunday will be the fun gaming streams with the green screen and dancing streams. So we'll just be teaching Monday through Friday. Okay, the lesson learned. All right, sometimes you got to be patient, and that's the best way to go about things. I should have waited on the chalkboard, but I wanted to show you guys. I really like it, and I wanted to show it off. Hey, Peaches. But I also ordered something else. I ordered a huge map of the world that's going to go from the whole screen here, from this side all the way to this side. And so there's going to be a huge world map that you can write on, that you can erase. And so geography is going to be a subject that we're going to cover every Wednesday. So every Wednesday, you really want to check out those geography
I think dancing should be put in permanently.
Okay. So should dancing be Saturday or Sunday? Saturday, I guess, right? So Saturday will just be a dance-off. No, we'll keep it open for dancing, cooking, and stuff on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday. But you're right, the $10 dancing can happen anytime. I think we should do that where if somebody donates $10, then I'll stop the class, whatever I'm doing, and I'll dance. So $10 dance requests. Anytime I will do that. I'll add that into the description. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. It wasn't put together at the last minute. That wouldn't be accurate. I did do time to put effort into making a decent lesson, and I did teach it very well. We all learned something about psychedelic drugs. Once again, you won't have these Saturday teaching streams. So I applaud all of you for coming into school on Saturday. All right, because obviously nobody likes to come to class on Saturday. Okay, so Nessa, Big Block, Lita, Jolly Wagner, Tim Thomas.
Big Block, and we choose the music.
Big Block, Big Dizzy. What was that suggestion? Oh, and we choose the music?
Jolly Wagner, good night everyone, I'm going to go play Project High Rise. I hope you think about how you spiked when you were a bit ago and have an apology for me tomorrow. Meet you around. Tell me tomorrow exactly you did.
Okay, I wasn't that spiteful, I don't think. Maybe I was, I don't know. Look, I'm happy I got the board. I guess I was a little upset that, class didn't go as well as I expected, or the last few classes were more exciting. We had more classroom participation. We had more classroom participation in the last few classes. But like I said, Saturdays are not for school.
Tim Thomas, that's a great idea, Big Block.
So wait till the bell rings to be dismissed. I
have to give tomorrow.
Hopefully Mrs. J will be here tomorrow too. You have to give tomorrow? Oh, okay. So starting tomorrow, there'll be $10 dances anytime, and you guys get to pick the music. Big Block came up with that idea. Peach, stop. Peach, stop that.
Stream elements. Thumbs up donates to Mr.G with text to speech. Thumbs up page to TTS /streamelements.com/streamelements.com/tip. Tim Thomas.
So, well, starting tomorrow there's
I think things will really pick up if you implement $10 dancing.
Yes, well, that's what we'll do. Tomorrow there's not going to be a teaching stream like this one. We're not going to show off the blackboard or anything. Tomorrow we're just going to be in front of the green screen. We're going to be doing things in there, dancing, gaming, stuff of that nature. I have this phone, so what we're going to do, not today, but in these future teaching streams, we're going to have...
You guys stop it, do one more and rest tonight.
We're going to save... what was that, Lisa? Thank you, Lita. I appreciate that. You can tell I'm tired. Lita actually does care about me, and I appreciate that, Lita. Everybody in this world needs people to care about them, and I care about you too. So, the last 15 minutes of each class, they're going to be designated. The last 10 minutes or 15 are going to be designated for questions and comments. So, at the end of the lecture, politics, sociology, geography, science, or culture, you guys are going to be welcome to call in and ask any on air, live on air, and call in and ask any questions or make any comments about today's lecture. So if you were to call in for today's stream, your comments or questions would be relevant towards psychedelic drugs. So that's one thing that we're also going to implement, and I'll have the number on the screen or on the board here when we do that. So I'll be looking forward to talking to you guys on the phone and hearing any feedback that you guys have for the stream or for my teaching style as well. So if you know anybody looking for an online teacher for free, send them my way, post my channel somewhere. I'm going to start doing the tags, online teaching, distance learning. Like I said, I'm adding some decorations for my classroom here, including the big US map and a few other things too, a few other learning
Big block,
tools.
stream like Mr.G. Meter L, WhatsApp, Shoshan, and chat.
Thank you, good night. Big Block, Lita, Shoshan too, I apologize. But, but yeah, I am working hard, Shoshan, believe it or not. I put effort into each of these. And this is the first time I've been able to follow a schedule in 2 years. And so that's damn good. So right now I'm patting myself on the back and not necessarily criticizing myself. So as long as I can make the 3 o'clock show time, the 3 o'clock class time, every day, Monday through Friday, then that's a big step in the right direction. Yes, everybody wants longer streams. Right now, my streams lately have been an hour, hour and a half. I will kick those longer, and as the viewership increases, so will the duration of the streams. Okay? So that's in the near future. But for right now, we're going to meet here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the chalkboard, Mr.G Live, and we're going to learn something new each day, and it's going to be fun, it's going to be interesting. I want you guys to be here on time, ready to learn and ready to have fun. Tell your friends, invite your friends and family too. It's going to be a big thing. This classroom is going to be a really learning, educational experience. So thanks everybody for being here today. I'll see you guys, hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's going to be a long dancing stream. I'll try to start earlier tomorrow, Sunday, and we'll do some dancing, we'll do some running, we'll have some fun with the green screen, and we'll be back in the classroom on Monday at 3 p.m. for politics, the last 10 presidential elections. So I'm really looking forward to that too, and I can tell you about where I was for each of those elections, because I was alive for each of those elections. Thank you, Big Block. I love you guys too. And Tim Thomas, I'll get you a 50% discount. All dances for Tim Thomas are 50% off for the next 3 streams. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Nessa, Jamie54, Lita, Big Block, Mrs. J, wherever you're at. Aloha, everybody, and take care of yourselves. We're on the side.